Durwood Zaelke, who's the founder and president of the Institute for Governance and Sustainable Development. He joins us from Washington. Durwood, thank you so much for your time. How much more abuse can the environment in your country take?
None whatsoever. We need immediately to change the leadership in this country and move back to an era when we appreciated our environment, what it did for us, including the beautiful state of Alaska, where I spent several years of my career fighting to protect the natural resources there.
Because you concentrate also on sustainable development, how much is the current administration guilty of taking more out of planet Earth than it is putting back? Because that's one of the accusations put against arch capitalists, that they say our lives will be better because every year there will be growth and therefore every year our lives will improve. But surely that is not sustainable, because it literally does mean exactly that we're taking more out of the earth than we're putting back, if continual growth is actually going to be a truth.
That's exactly right. And no, to move to sustainability, we have to recognize the planetary boundaries. There's only so much this planet can give us, and it's a lot if we respect it and pay attention. Now, when it comes to oil and gas, look, we're going to end up with stranded assets. So developing this beautiful state of Alaska to explore and produce oil in the Arctic refuge is really, it's a bad business decision, because all the money invested there will be lost. This is a time when smart oil companies, and there are a few, BP, Shell, the European-based companies, see the future of clean energy, and they're moving, not as fast as they should, but they're moving in that direction. So, there is some enlightened behavior, but it's not in the U.S. And this administration is in its final days, and we are expecting that the new administration will be able to reverse what Trump has done, put protections back, including in the Arctic.
Durwood, you're possibly a particular kind of person, okay? And I want to put it to you this way. You look at what happened in France maybe 18 months or so ago. Emmanuel Macron, the president, said to his people, I want to reduce our country's reliance on fossil fuels. It's therefore going to cost this sector of society that much. It's going to cost this sector of society that much. And then you see the reaction. Part of the Yellow Vest movement and these protesters on the streets of Paris, they're saying to him, hold on, you're going to tax us because you want us to be greener? No, you tax the rich. Go and take the money from the people who can afford it. You say you want to change of administration. If Joe Biden tries to get through some sort of Green New Deal, he's going to ask a lot of sacrifices. My bet is you are going to say, yes, I'm prepared to make that sacrifice. But how many other Americans will?
Well, first of all, it's not always a sacrifice. I mean, if you do the right kind of investment into clean energy, you're going to find, and energy efficiency along with it, you're going to find that it's a good business decision in many cases. It will pay you back as a citizen, as a corporation, as a country. So let's be clear. It's not always a sacrifice. Sometimes it will be a sacrifice in the short run, and that then requires political leadership. I'm a big fan of President Macron, but I would say that if he were doing this again with his diesel tax, he would have socialized it much better, explained why this was a good strategy, built the political acceptance before announcing something like this. So it can be done. And I think even President Macron is now on a much more aggressive climate strategy, and a more sensitive one, where he's explaining to his citizens. He did this great effort with a citizen assembly, for example, so he could listen and then take the recommendations, 150, I think he's accepted almost all of them, 140 plus, and said, we will pursue this in France. So it requires some political skill. And I think Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have that skill.
Durwood, really appreciate your coming onto the program. Really interesting to hear your thoughts. Durwood Zaelke speaking from Washington.